Hello everyone. So, as promised, this is the first episode. When I was a student, my school teachers taught me not only my subject but also behavioral, cultural, and social discipline. All of you will agree with me on this point. As a student, we had good time, didn't we? The learning was enriching from all aspects. Viveka Vikasa organization in Bangalore started reconstructing that atmosphere once again, together with teachers, parents, and students, of course. How, when, and what? Let us listen from the founder herself. Please welcome Ms. Parimala Murthy, the founder herself. Ms. Parimala Murthy is Masters in Sanskrit language. She is member of Women Anti-Harassment Cell EMC Square, member of Kannada Sahitya Parishad, volunteer for Samskrita Bharati, Samparka Pramukh in Rashtra Sevika Samiti, Bangalore, certified yoga instructor for S. Vyasa Yoga University in Bangalore again. She is a member of Internal Complaints Committee, BMS College of Architecture, Trend Counselor of Prasanna Counseling Center, and Women Leadership Program Coordinator at Youth for Seva, the well-known organization which gives platform for youth to be in the service of nation. Parimala Murthy, along with her team, conducts these programs across Karnataka, and they have touched to the core values, moral values, in a very innovative and creative way. So let us listen to Parimala Murthy. Welcome to the program, Parimala ji. So we will hear from her what is this work and why and how it started, and also how it's going to be good for everyone from children to they become the matured person in the society. So let's begin with that. Once again, welcome to the session, Parimala ji. So my first question to you is, how did the Vivek Vikasa need arise in your mind?
Basically, in between, like you were telling about what all I have done, I lived for about 7 years in USA, and then we moved back in 2007. And I was just thinking about the comparison of how youngsters are and their mindset is across the world. As I love meeting all the young minds. So once coming back to Bharat, as we all feel proud of our country, culture, and heritage, I came in contact with this organization called Disha Charitable Trust for Value Initiatives, which got started in 2005. So it's almost like a 15-year-old organization now. And they focused more on the college students, that is the degree students, 18, 19, 20 years and above. And they would conduct personality development programs for these college students revolving around three things, that is know yourself, know your culture, and know your country. So that was something that really inspired me, and I used to participate in these programs, being an active volunteer with the program. That's when I felt that, for any person, the turning point or the challenging age is the teenage. That is when you're 13 years,
Absolutely.
until you're kind of still flexible
Yes.
to new ideas, to practice them, to even hug new ideas.
Yes.
So I thought experimenting this, and I did get a good friend of mine by name Pradeep who supported me, and we both eventually started it by ourselves, and we called this project to start with the teenagers as Viveka Vikasa, meaning blossoming of the wisdom. So we thought wisdom, Vivek to sab mein hai. Everybody has wisdom, just that they need some space to blossom it completely. So just like a flower blossoms naturally when it is kept in open, when it is in that free environment.
Yes.
So we thought even the wisdom which is in everybody should blossom like this. And we started with the college, high school students taking the inspiration from the college activities. So we started in 2013 with two, three schools in our list. And from then our journey began.
Wonderful. So I think your journey is more than 10 years now.
Yes,
And
yes, 2013. No, I would say 2020. So seven,
oh,
8 years now.
yes, yes. So I am personally involved into this activity, and I know the enormous job and the joy that person gets when they contribute in this noble cause. Uh, any personal experience that has really made an impact on your mind?
Of course, yes. When we meet the young minds, they're very open, actually. They're really, really very open. And our idea is to take on our values that our country is known for. So, my personal experience is when I meet the young boys and girls. One girl who told me after our workshop that we conduct for students, she said, "Ma'am, I'm very much impressed by the way your team conducted all the sessions. Eventually, I thought nothing is good in our country. I wanted to just jump and fly to abroad and work in other countries. But she said, from today, I have made up my mind that I'll not go anywhere. I'll stay in this very own land of mine and I'll work for my country." So that really makes me feel very content.
Definitely. And I think need of the hour now, especially during the pandemic period. Almost everyone is
Absolutely.
affected.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Parimana ji, another thing that comes to my mind is when I was a student, or most of the last generation people, they would agree with me. My teacher used to teach me not only the bookish syllabus, but also many other things which would make me a better person, and it make me better to face everything in life, joy and failure. Uh, what do you think has changed with this new education system? Because as they say, education status has gone up. Also the resources and explore children exposure has gone really up due to internet world and due to the advanced technology, and also the education level of teachers as well. But somewhere we do not see the same approach towards the life with this new generation. What do you think had changed from old to new?
Uh, More than comparing, I think we all should do a nice study
Mhm,
about how our old system was
mhm.
to how it is now. And as we all know, our country has gone through thousands of years of
Yes.
onslaught of attacking. So all the influences will definitely be there in our way of living,
Mhm.
more than way of living, thinking, the way
Yes.
we think and the way we reflect in our lives. So
Yes.
I feel the current education system just needs to be studied, and we have to figure out what best suits the pulse of every Indian. And in that direction, like I was telling you, we initially started our Viveka Vikasa programs to students. Very quickly, we felt that the teachers are the torchbearers. So, as you have heard a very popular statement, a teacher makes a nation. So
Yes.
we thought, so we thought even the teachers need to be little bit oriented and motivated towards giving value education along with the academics that they are giving now. Like you said, I very much agree with you. With lot of pressure and competition, I feel every child in the school or every student in the school is told to compare,
Yes.
is encouraged to compete. So
Yes.
I think both should not be done.
Huh.
Somewhere we have to teach coordinated living or cohesive living,
Hmm.
which is not happening. Or cohesive studies. So
Mhm.
that is not happening. So if you look back or just hear from our elders, they all enjoyed going to school. They never competed with anybody. They appreciated one another's achievements. But or maybe most of us, we hardly get to see that, not in students, in parents. Now the parents are comparing, my son's score is this, what's your daughter's score? So I think that should not be there. Education is beyond marks.
Absolutely. Actually, you answered my next question, but still, I would
Oh my
repeat
God.
this question. Do you think that
Yes.
both teachers and parents need to retrospect their approach towards education?
Absolutely, absolutely. If you look at all of our lifestyle and the lifestyle of a student spends about 7, 8 hours in school.
Yes. Yes.
Now it's like 24/7 at home. because of the pandemic challenges that we are
Yes.
going through. That being the case, the student or the child gets to see the parents a lot. So there's a very popular saying in Kannada, because I have learned or I'm raised in Karnataka. So they say that ಮನೆಯ ಮೊದಲ ಪಾಠಶಾಲೆ ಜನನಿ ತಾನೇ ಮೊದಲ ಗುರು. So the house is the first school for any child or a student,
Yes.
and the mother is the first teacher. So I think the parents have a great responsibility, not just role, to play this part in their child's life, which has to be value oriented also, value focused also. So I think some of you also have inspired us to conduct programs and orientation programs for parents, as to how do you really sail through along with your child in this journey, not giving much importance again to competition, but to confidence.
Yeah, I know. If the child cannot sing a song properly, the mother is more upset than the child. And
Absolutely. And then unnecessarily she gets tensed, and
yes,
all that tension is showered on the child.
yes, yeah, which is not good. Um, Next thought that comes to my mind is I know since I have worked with you, I know you have a training program for teachers as well. So, do you think it's very happily welcome idea, or they think who you are to teach us how to teach?
We have experienced both when it comes to us conducting the sessions. So I was also teaching for a couple of years before moving on to the other profession. And I come from a family where my parents are teachers, my uncles were headmasters, so they're all in the teaching field. My grandfather was a teacher, so somewhere that teaching was in my system. So what I feel is when we started conducting this, especially, we have given the nice caption for this program, of course, with a lot of elders and educationists guiding us. The theme of our training program for journey of a teacher to guru. So that makes every teacher guru. Then there has to be something. But the moment they look at me, there are many senior teachers. They will first start, okay, what would they have? They teach us, because this is a young team and we have like 20-30 years of experience in teaching
Absolutely.
field. So we take up that challenge. We only again take the blessings of our gurus to give us strength. But I think because of the modules that we have developed, it's a wonderful module and it is time tested. And so far we have conducted about I would say more than 200 teachers workshops across
Wonderful.
Karnataka. A few of them outside of Karnataka, like Delhi, Coimbatore, and Chennai, and reaching out to more than, I would say, 25,000 teachers.
That's great. That's great number. So now in this context, Premana ji, it will be good if you let the audience know about the Viveka Vikasa working model.
Yes. So as you always asked me, education system is a challenge for all of us. And like you said, the values that you see in the young minds, it's so different. But if you ask the young mind, they feel as different. They would think that we are different and we are challenging to them, or we are interrupting in their flow of working or thought process. Yes. So what we thought is we have to design a module where the students interact with us more. So as I told you in the beginning, our base theme is knowing yourself first. So we need to know more about ourselves. Generally, हमको ऐसा है कि I know about the other person well, but how much do I know about my very own self? So that is kind of missing. So we give some space to question yourself, to figure out your need. And that's what Krishna makes Arjuna know. So I think Krishna is also a great inspiration, and his teachings are an inspiration for us. So we start with knowing yourself, and we have designed about 3 modules, and no module is like a lecture form. It's interactive, and we have used 2-3 varieties to present our program. We either have a discussion forum, or we run a video, and we have the students perform, like speak up or come and act, so they feel free and they can express themselves completely. So one is know yourself. The second one is know your culture. So how to bring out this culture? So we have casual platforms where they open up very well to the systems that we have, the practices that we have. For instance, to start with, you welcome me with namaste. I think now with the pandemic challenge, it's accepted worldwide without a question. So a lot of our practices had science behind it, hygiene behind it, just that it was not explained. So I think we have to fill in this gap where it has to be experimented. It need not be explained. It has to be experienced. So this is what I have in mind. And from there, we move on to knowing our country. So we have a couple of quiz programs where we talk about now, even the current issue, if you see, we have border issues, challenges with our neighboring country, China. And our soldiers are just laying down their lives only for our safety. You and I can talk today. It's only because we have our soldiers there.
Agree
Uh,
completely.
yeah, so we want to trigger this patriotic fervor in
Yes,
every student,
yes.
making the student responsible for this country.
That's awesome. So I think it is more of an activity-based education system and not
Learning.
a one-way lecturership program. Before yesterday, one student shared a very good thought with me. He said, "Ma'am, there are three categories. One is teacher, second one is lecturer, and third one is professor. So teacher
Mhm.
is the person who is teaching me life skills. Lecturer is the one who is just giving me lectures, but I'm not learning anything from it always. And professor is the one who is making me professional. He's more emphasizes
Absolutely.
on me being earning person rather than learning the values. So I think teacher, as you said very well, that has more uh, bigger role to play to make a child a beautiful, noble citizen of any nation for that matter. Uh, now,
Absolutely.
I have a very tricky question here. When you are interacting with students in school, you are addressing a particular section of the society. Um, it varies from the age of 10 to 17, 18. Uh, it's easy to interact with 6, 7 standard children. They enjoy it because you have a lot of activities, I know. The students from 10th, 11th, 12th classrooms, they think that I know almost everything in this world. And I don't think anything new I'm going to learn from you. And if you say that you got to be honest, you got to be punctual, you got to know how to manage your time, somewhere you are giving me moral patrolling. Do you think that that's what is the intention, or children should look at it in a really black board or blank mind and look at it as a positive thing in their roadmap?
Absolutely. Like you said, the current generation is very fast because of the systems that they're used to, like the video gadgets or the electronic gadgets that they get to use. So, what we felt is let us also teach the values using this system. So, we have designed a couple of videos where we would never go to the class and tell students or friends, today we'll talk about honesty. The word honesty is not said anywhere. We directly play a video and we ask them to open up. So we want them to tell at end of the session that yes, ma'am, I think it's good to be honest in the long run. So if they tell is when they're promising themselves. If we tell like you told in the beginning, we will fall into the first three categories: lecturing or teaching or trying to be professional, which might not work with them. So we follow this facilitation method, which is accepted worldwide now. So we want to play a video and pause and just allow them to open up. If you look at all other classes, on the lighter note, with all my due respects to teachers, usually any teacher, the moment they enter the classroom, they say, be quiet, be attentive, look at me. So we don't want to do any of it. So we want the children to just flow and think free and contribute accordingly.
That's really good thought. Now with this, I have people who have joined this call, and some people are watching us remotely. And as I said, this is going to be uh, for the wider audience on YouTube. Now, many of them want to do something in this field, and but they don't know whom to approach. And also, Karnataka or especially Bangalore people know about this organization pretty well. But my friend sitting in Himachal Pradesh wants to know that similar model can be implemented in that state as well, because this is a need of the hour. Now with new generation, every single parent, every single teacher is facing this issue. So let's share with them what's your future roadmap, and if they want to connect with you, how can they reach you?
Yes. Ideally, right now we have a team of volunteers who are passionate into moving on these values. No, it's not, we don't want to call it value education, because we feel values should come automatically in our
Naturally, yes.
lifestyle.
Yes.
So right now we as volunteers, we approach schools and we conduct such programs to the school students or the PU students or the diploma students. Ideally, I feel we should not be existing in few years. So this system should be automatically imbibed by the teachers themselves. So
Yes.
somewhere we want to make sure that every teacher takes on these values. And like you teach maths, there is a plus b whole square. So what happens to that? There is a square, there is b square. But when a and b combine and you put a bigger bracket on square, there's something unique that comes out. That is 2ab. So I think this can be linked to a lot of things, be it value, be it our country's strength, be it our country's physical strength or the army strength. So this is what we want every maths teacher to teach. So there are values in science, there are values in mathematics. It's just not in languages. So
Absolutely.
somewhere we want to happen through teachers, and the system has to flow automatically. So
Mhm.
our goal right now is we have more volunteers like you who have bigger profession, but they want to give back to society. So we also have full timers that are working with us. Most welcome. Let us start this in schools, but ideally, I feel this has to fit in into the regular teaching system in schools.
That's really good thought. I mean, generally nobody wants to shut down their shop and give away their findings and learnings to somebody so easily. Uh, Coincidentally, we are talking on the occasion of when the results are freshly out, both milestones of the life for any student. uh, Day before yesterday, I think I interacted with one of the friend, and I couldn't reach her for 2 days, and the reason I got to know is her daughter did not score as much as she wanted to score, and some 6 or 7% lesser than her expectation, and that has really made her very upset, because she won't get the desired college, desired admission, and desired subject what she was dreaming for. And that has made her upset, and eventually the whole family, mother especially. How do you want to address this? Because I think somewhere the child is also wrong, because she has dreamed for something and worked for that, but it has not come in her way. But somewhere when they look back after they become something, they will laugh it out, I'm sure at it. But at this point in time, it's the something very close to their heart topic. How do you want to address that particular case study?
Absolutely. If you look at the bigger picture, I think the parents first should have a big heart. You must have seen our education minister, Shri Suresh Kumarji. Even before the results came out, he tweeted one appeal telling the parents to accept the results that their children have brought for them. So I think all of us should do that. Uh, Again, every parent should go back to their age. How were they? How were we when we got marks? Even our parents expected a lot from us. Did we live up to their expectation? That comparison, if you give, I think the current generation is much better than all of us. They are more organized, they are more giving, they are actually trying a lot. We had a lot of fun time. Poor guys, I pity them. They hardly get any fun time. And that too with Corona challenges, no going out, no freaking out. So a lot of things are a restriction for them. So in that case, I think we as parents should give a lot of space to them to really support them. If you don't support, you know the consequences. Even like you said, last year we witnessed a lot where they even give up their life. It's not worth it. So we have lot of things to achieve in life. And also I always remember my one of my friends children, their conversation. The older one was very smart, and he always wanted to be a doctor. So the mom was very happy. Oh, my son is going to be a doctor. And they asked the daughter, what do you want to become? She says, I'll open a hospital where I can rent more doctors like my brother. So look at that, the capacity I felt is more in the daughter, not in the son who wants to be a doctor. So here is one young girl who wants to build a hospital where she can have hundreds of great doctors. So there are, so we need, the country needs variety of people. We need more nurses, we need
Yes.
more caretakers, we
Yes.
need builders.
Yes.
So give a space and let your child grow where he or she wants to.
True. I think, and with this, as a society, as intellectuals, this message should be loud and clear that if you are a noble person, you are the most successful person, then you are a person who is always under stress or tension of getting caught into something which you know is a mistake. So, with this, I think,
Absolutely.
Parimalaji, we will end this session. It was nice talking to you and to know about Viveka Vikasa, and I wish you very good luck. And my side, I want to contribute as much as possible. With I think we will open for question and answer now.
Thank you.
So the floor
Sure.
is yours. Thank you once again. Dhanyawad.
Thank thank you so much.